Welcome to the Probably Soccer Podcast, where we probably talk about soccer. My name's Eddie,
My name's Justin.
and we are your hosts. We're two buddies who are just getting into American soccer and really wanted to document our journey as we dive into the world of soccer in America. Today, we'll be talking about the Open Cup and our observations from that. We'll be having a Kicker's Corner. We'll play a little game around team names in American soccer. And finally, we'll make our picks for the matches coming up this next weekend. Stay tuned. It's going to be a great episode. Justin, how we doing?
Dude, it's great. It's been a wonderful 2 weeks of soccer. Open Cup has started. USL is on its way. I mean, what more could you ask for?
March Madness. I'll tell you what, this weekend was full of ball,
Yeah.
and it was incredible. March Madness. Thankfully, I'm a good bachelor. I'm not married, so I've got two screens going: one basketball, one soccer. It was absolutely electric. Had the buddies over last night. It was just it was so good. But
Yeah, there was so much sports to watch. We were been texting about it. You were like, I got to bring out a third screen. There's no
Literally.
way. And I agreed. I mean, we had basketball. We had plenty of soccer going on. It was a great week for sports.
Yeah, so good. But yeah, so Open Cup was this week. This is obviously our first Open Cup that we're following closely as, getting into American soccer. What observations did you have from the Open Cup? A lot went down.
Yeah, man, I loved this Open Cup. I like that it's a separate tournament outside of any leagues. Like you'd see in Europe, but this is our own, right? Like this is our tournament. I remember going to every time you go to an FC Dallas game, we don't have an MLS trophy, but that we have a statue, and in right next to the statue we have Open Cup champions. So this one's near and dear to my heart. But I love it.
Really funny that you don't
wish
have a
right now.
MLS Cup. You know who does, though? 4 of them, actually.
Yeah, I do know how DC United has 4 of them. Thank you for the reminder.
Just making sure you know.
But-
just making sure.
Oh, I got that one. But anyway, I thought it was exciting. And something I've really enjoyed about the Open Cup and the USL is like these guys will just want to play soccer. Like they just want to play ball.
Facts.
And that means when they get a chance to score, they're gonna take it. When they're trying to they're playing with aggression, they're playing with the momentum. I mean, you don't have a Lexington, Flower City score. Lexington scoring 9 goals. To Flower City.
Crazy.
If the guys just aren't out.
Crazy.
Yeah, if the guys just aren't out there to score, and just want to score. I mean, they had 38 total shots. 30. I mean, honestly, I know they scored 9, but props to the goalie. 38 shots, 18 of them were on target, 50% save rate.
9-0 is
too
crazy.
bad.
My stereotypical American mind that I'm used to football or basketball, soccer having a 9-0 score line is insane. My brain cannot comprehend that. But it should now after that.
Yeah. What about you? What were your highlights for the Open Cup?
Yeah, the Open Cup's electric. I think that's the best way to say this. Obviously, the FA Cup's been going on. I'm a big Fulham fan, so I've been watching the FA Cup, and the whole time I'm like America doesn't really have an equivalent of this, completely forgetting that the Open Cup is a thing. And one thing I've noticed is really the only people watching the first 6 rounds, basically up until the final, are the people who really enjoy watching American soccer, or you're watching your local club. For me, I was really excited to watch the Kickers play, but also there are just these other really good matchups and a lot going on with grassroots soccer in America, and with the growth of the game. But it's just I already said electric, but electric. You have an 8th grader score a goal. for a semi-pro side. You have cup sets of USL League Two teams that literally maybe practice 3 days, and it's their spring break, and they just pull up and they
Right.
practice and go play, and all of a sudden you're beating the Portland Hearts of Pine 1-0. Just absolutely crazy. Like there were like 4 or 5, I think, cup sets from USL League Two or UPSL or NIASA, whatever league that they come from. Like they're coming in and beating like the actual professional teams that are 2 or 3 weeks into their season, and these guys are coming off of a semester and are practicing, and all of a sudden, you got these big upsets, and that like I was watching, I was like, what is going on? Like these people should be winning. I mean, it happened to the Kickers last year. Thankfully, it did not happen this year. They took care of business, but I mean, you've got that, and so you've got like screamer goals all over. It felt like every time I refreshed Twitter,
Yeah.
like posting insane goal out of the U.S. Open Cup. Shout out Luca Dorado from the Kickers, which we'll discuss that in a little bit in Kickers Corner. But in the very north, when it's still like 25 degrees, they're playing professional soccer games in indoor like
Yeah.
practice facilities. Like you pull up the YouTube
It's so
stream,
cool.
and I'm like, this is just indoor. Like what is going on? And people were there like spectating. Like it felt like I was just watching a practice, but it was an Open Cup match. And so the whole time I'm thinking like, why does the Open Cup not get the respect that it deserves? The only reason I've ever heard of it growing up is like because a few years ago the Dynamo won the Open Cup, like 2022,
Right.
and obviously I follow like the Houston sports pages, and so they were posting about it, so I kind of followed that run. But outside of that, like I didn't really know about the Open Cup, and so it's the longest running tournament in American soccer. It's like 115, 20 years or something like that. I think it's 121 this year,
Right.
and yet no one like no one really follows it. So like why do you think that is, Justin? And what can we do like as soccer is growing in America to bring the tournament back to its glory days, like not just glory days, but like even more so, to where people like actually take it seriously, to where it's Tuesday and Wednesday in March, and all of a sudden you're on YouTube, which is another crazy thing that they just stream it on YouTube because the
Yeah.
accessibility's
For
there.
free. It's
The
free.
accessibility's there for free. You just got to have YouTube and an internet connection, and you can watch any Open Cup match. Like, what's going to make Americans tune in for this?
Yeah. I mean, ever since I was little, I think I've heard, and especially growing up in Texas, where it's very football
Mm-hmm.
dominant. It's not soccer's kind of an afterthought if your school even has a soccer
Yeah.
team. And the biggest thing that I've heard is like, well, we don't like draws, right? We want a
Yeah.
winner, which is really funny because football has draws, and we saw two of them this year. um, but also, this these tournaments, just like you say, like these are the things that separate them
Mm-hmm.
because these things won't. We don't have aggregate
Yeah.
on these rounds, and so there has to be a winner. And if it goes to shootout, if it goes and there's nothing more electric than a shootout.
Facts.
Nothing. There's nothing more in sports. That the soccer shootout, penalty shootouts, those are it's so good. But they have to this is what the tournament does. Is it puts it so there has to be a winner. So if there was ever a time somebody was going to watch, it'd be this. And I think it's just
Mm.
exposure, right? Is we just have to get the word out there that this is a really exciting thing happening in sports. And I think as the MLS grows and as the World Cup comes to America, we're going to see uh, growth there. Just hopefully the leagues are doing a good enough job of capitalizing and putting it out there. And I will say,
Say it.
speaking of Portland and Vermont, um, I'm 100%. You know this, Eddie, yeah, but it's time that I put it
Put
out
it out
there.
there.
I'm 100% a Vermont Green fan, and I will be their number one fan if they need me to be. I will shout it from the rooftops. Eddie, they hadn't even played a game since last USL2 season, and they're coming out here winning an Open Cup. Come on
winning
now.
it and
The
hosting
jerseys are
it.
fire
Like they
and
had to have a
hosting.
whole ticket lottery for this game. There was like 10,000 people that entered this ticket lottery to go to a Open Cup match between a semi-pro team and a pro team in the Northeast of America. It's just insane, crazy.
Yeah. And it was 19 degrees. It was not good
It was really dark.
soccer
I
condition.
don't know if you like watched it, but I had it on and it was kind of a
Mm-hmm.
hard watch just because of how like dark it was. I don't know if that was CBS or the lighting, but it was just like it created a very interesting aura, to say the least. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, Open Cup round one was just absolutely electric. Crazy
It was
goals,
awesome.
eighth graders scoring goals, the semi-pro teams beating professional teams, and now they just have to draw for the second round. And I think U.S. Soccer does this on purpose to try to get more hype for the second round, which I guess kind of answers our question from earlier. But the second round, you've got some rivalries. So you got Louisville versus Lexington for the second time this year. I mean, they opened up the USL Championship season, and now they're going to play an Open Cup
Mm-hmm.
game, which would be really fun to watch. Hartford in Connecticut is playing Rhode Island, which will be fun. Kickers are playing Loudoun United, so like a little Virginia matchup, which I wish they're playing at Loudoun
Right.
United so I could go, but that's okay. But I wish my one thing I would change is that I wish the Open Cup draw was live streamed, like it was open. Like there wasn't really a way to watch it. Literally, like this is my first year watching this, and I'm like Googling 4 times a day, when is the draw for the U.S. Open Cup round two,
Yeah.
and you couldn't even really find an answer. Like it was crazy. And then I like opened up my phone on Friday randomly, and it goes Richmond Kickers versus Loudoun United just announced. So it's just crazy that you can't watch a live streamer, or they say, "Hey, we're doing the draw at this time," and then the matchups will be announced at this time. Like it's just kind of crazy how it's not open like in Champions League or an FA Cup, Carabao Cup in overseas. So I think that's something we can learn from them. But I'm really excited about round two.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely electric.
Yeah, I think to your point, man. Like I don't watch college basketball, but in the spirit, I mean, like,
Yeah.
but we all watch March Madness,
Yes.
right? Like everybody
Yes.
watches March Madness, and part of the fun of March Madness is like, because you're getting ready to build your brackets, and you're watching the. We all tune in to Fox or CBS, whoever has it, and we're watching the teams go down the bracket. Like Duke's the number one seed, and they're playing the 16th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're excited to see that unveil, and I think March Madness and college basketball, knowing that that's going to be an event, they make it one,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if we're going to, because the Open Cup's a lot the same kind of style, right? Like, but all of these teams qualified, but it's still, like we said, it's a winner goes on and loser goes
Mm-hmm.
home. So I don't know. I think leaning into just the event aspect of it, like this is a big deal. But the league itself, the Open Cup itself, has to believe that it's a big deal in order for people to
Yeah.
want to latch onto that.
Yeah. And I
So,
believe it's run by like the U.S. Soccer Federation. So if they
right.
just did more to make it more of an event, I think it could be worth it. So U.S.
Yeah,
Soccer
I think
Federation,
so
if
too.
you're watching, make it more of an event. Live stream it. It'll be so
Yeah.
fun. Right, Justin. We have talked about the Open Cup. It's incredible, but obviously, here at the Probably Soccer Podcast, we are not probably Kickers fans. We are huge Richmond Kickers fans, and it's time for everyone's favorite segment of the show, the Kickers Corner.
Let's go.
A lot of fight
We're
from the
excited.
dogs this week, I will say. I initially was going to go to the game this weekend, but ultimately had some things pop up, so was not able to. But I still locked in, watched the game, and I'm glad I didn't go because I probably would have ended up fighting the refs. The boys showed some fight. I really liked what I was watching. They were playing a very good FC Naples team that I think is sitting at the top of League One as we are speaking right now. FC Naples is a very good team, and the fact that the Kickers only lost 1-0 is impressive. It was fun watching them. The Naples goal was, I mean, it was a good shot. Not much Fillion could do there. But the real issue here was that red card. Now, I'm going to be open. I'm going to be honest. I'm still pretty new to soccer. I'm still trying to understand what is a foul, what isn't a foul, what is a red card, things like that. And from what I do know, that was very clearly not a red card. So, for those who haven't watched the game, the guy who literally had just subbed on 10 minutes earlier. I'm blanking on his name. He's 18 years old, grew up in Richmond, academy product. He comes on, and a Naples defender slides for the ball, and he's running. The kicker's guy is running. It's kind of hard to try to jump over him. There's a lot of momentum, but basically because he kicks the guy, the ref says, "Oh, that's a red card." Now in this instance, I understand a yellow. Absolutely, it should be a free kick for Naples. He literally ended up kicking him, but a red card is insane. I took a video of the replay on ESPN Plus. That was one good thing about being home. I was able to rewind, watch it, just kind of take it in, see what happened. And I sent it to my buddy who actually knows ball, a lot of ball about soccer. And I sent him, I said, "Is this a red card?" And he literally said, "Who got the red?" Because it's not obvious from the video.
It's not clear.
And
yeah.
From that point on, the refs were literally booed for every call, rightfully so. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a big blame the refs for a loss, but in this instance, the refs genuinely did change the game because the kickers through the whole second half, they created chances. There were probably two different situations where the ball should have went into the net, and that was pretty frustrating to watch. But yeah, how was that a red card? That's my big question. Maybe I just need to understand ball better. Maybe it is genuinely a red card, but in my brain, I don't know. But a good game for Philly, and I like the rotation that Savazzi's got going on with the fellas. It was the same lineup as we had for the Open Cup win on Tuesday, and I do still like what I'm seeing from the team compared to last year. I kind of locked in on the kickers about halfway through the season, so I did not watch a lot of good soccer from the boys, especially when I'm still learning how it all works. But I like what I'm seeing. I do think there's something to build here, and I think we can make playoffs this year. Justin, I know you weren't able to fully watch the game, but did you notice anything from either the Open Cup match this week or from just watching highlights from the game yesterday about the kickers?
Yeah, I was able to catch the highlights at the end, and I was only able to catch 10 minutes of actually watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I don't see, and again, we might just be idiots, but
Yeah,
I don't
we might
see
just be
why
biased.
that's a red card.
I'll put it out there.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'm not against that. I will say if it's ambiguous like that, I feel like a red card isn't the right answer. It's a yellow card for sure. Give him the free kick. Give him what you need to. Playing down a man. I mean, we obviously lost possession, and we did score 11 total shots, which I would say. Obviously, none of them.
Genuinely, shout out to the people of Richmond, because I could tell from watching the screen and seeing what people posted on their stories and from the kickers, it was the atmosphere was there until the last whistle. Genuinely, the crowd was there and helped create chances for the boys. So shout out to the Red Army all across the stadium. It was full. I'll say that much.
I just hope our boy Fillian's not getting discouraged right now.
I know.
He's still a goat.
I love that guy.
I'll say it. Richmond kickers make the playoffs. I need that number 1 Fillian jersey.
Facts.
I think you got to get one.
Facts. But yeah, that's all my thoughts about the kickers. Justin, any outlining thoughts about the kickers over the past week to the Open Cup and the game yesterday?
We're gonna bounce back.
Dang right.
There's no way. We're gonna march into Knoxville, and we're gonna. I say 3-0. All right.
Yeah.
Our boys are gonna get it done. 3-0. Dare I say Josh Kirkland hat trick? All right.
You could dare. I'll dare you.
Josh Kirkland hat trick.
There we go. We'll clip that if it happens.
Yeah. No, we better.
Oh, that's so good.
When it happens. When it happens. But yeah, I thought we played well for all in the circumstances we were given. But it's all about bouncing back, get another point in the win column. We'll keep it going.
Facts. And that does it for this week's edition of the Kickers Corner.
All right, Eddie. I think it's time we introduce a new segment. I think it's time for someone to get on their soapbox. So, Eddie, tell me, what's on your mind, buddy?
Oh, great. I'm so glad I get this first edition of the Soapbox. I want to talk about women's soccer. I want to make it very clear. I'm very pro. I've been watching on top of a lot of Kickers, MLS, DC United. There are 2 women's soccer teams here in the DMV area, DC Power FC and the Washington Spirit. And a few weeks ago, I went to the DC Power home opener for the spring, and then I went to the Washington Spirit game the day after. And it's really interesting getting into American soccer and comparing those 2 experiences, because they're both pro, and they're both at the same part of the D1 soccer pyramid, and very different experiences. They both play at Audi Field. So I was at Audi Field 2 nights in a row. If you follow us on Instagram at Probably Soccer Pod, you saw me post that I was at those games. And DC Power maybe had 1,000 people there, and the Washington Spirit sold out the game. And both games were very fun to watch. Very different experiences, but both very fun. DC Power, I've really started following them, which is just really fun. I'm really planning to go to their game this Thursday. And we sat front row, and I had to be careful what I was screaming, because you are the atmosphere. You were there, and you become the atmosphere. You help get them fired up. Questionable calls from the ref. I went back and watched it, and I understand. But this is not the time for a ref soapbox. That'll be another day. Questionable calls. They ended up drawing that game, and not getting those 3 points actually ended up being crucial against the Trinity, because if you look at the standings now, they're sitting in 5th, 3 points out of 4th place right now, DC Power. And then I went to the Spirit game the next night. I won 2 free tickets. Shout out Astro Beer Hall for the tickets. And me and my roommate Ben they played the Thorns. My roommate Ben's from Portland, so obviously I took him with me, and we were 3 rows from the top of Audi Field. And let me tell you, that was a lot of climbing of steps. It is very steep. And when I went up those steps, I said, I am not going down for the entirety of this game. And randomly, that was the week DC, we had 80-degree weather, and then it was 30 degrees that Friday. Just got cold, and I was pretty cold. But it was so fun. So I'm on this soapbox to tell you, watch women's soccer. A lot of people think it's not as fast, it's not as technical. And sure, there are some differences, but as much as we talk about the growth of the game in America, I think it's more so on the men's side, because the women's side has laid the groundwork. Because when I did pay attention to soccer growing up, it was, our men's teams suck, but the women's team wins World Cups. They're cracked, Yeah. And I have really enjoyed watching both the USL Super League and NWSL. And I told my buddy that went to the Power game with me, when I was debriefing after going to the Spirit game, I said, look, you got to come to a Spirit game with me to see an actual atmosphere. But I told him, I think I watched better quality soccer at the Power game between DC Power and Trinity. I think that was partly because they're already in form. They've had a few games getting back into it after the winter break, so they're both pretty in form. And the Spirit, new look without Corey Bethune. They got Trinity Rodman, so they're figuring things out. It's the first game of the NWSL season, so there were those differences there. But I really enjoyed both. I'm hoping we get to talk more about women's soccer specifically, but there's a lot to cover in American soccer, and that's my soapbox. That you should watch American soccer. You should watch American women's soccer specifically, and I'm going to try to go to more women's soccer games this year. Thank you. All right, we've covered a lot between the Open Cup. We've talked about the Kickers, obviously. We've talked about I got on my soapbox, and we want to introduce a little competition in the form of, I call this segment, it's really funny, we're introducing all these segments today. Welcome to the Probably Soccer Podcast. I promise we talk about soccer. In the spirit of the Open Cup, there are lots of funny names in the American soccer pyramid. And so I'm calling this segment game day, where we play a game just to, see, how good Justin is with American soccer. And so what I did is I scoured the American soccer pyramid, and I found some of the most interesting names in the American soccer pyramid. Really didn't do any USL or USL League One Championship or MLS teams because we're pretty familiar. So they are some pretty niche names. And then I also, with the help of my good friend ChatGPT, came up with some fake but could be real American soccer names. And so, Justin, I have 10 names that I'm going to read off, and I want you to tell me if that is a real soccer team in America or if it is not.
So you're really testing if I've done my homework.
Yes. And
okay.
I've done my homework. So, are you ready?
I think so.
So, Justin, I am going to start with this name. Soda City FC. Soda City Football Club. Real?
Can you spell soda?
SODA, like soda.
Oh. See, I thought it might have been like a Minnesota.
Nope.
Like SOTA.
SODA, Soda City Football Club. Is it real or is it fake?
I'm gonna go real. I don't think you'd give me a fake one off the bat.
Ding, 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 ding. That is real. They play in the UPSL in Columbia, South Carolina. The Soda City.
Let's go. Shout out.
Up next, I've got for you, Justin, Chicago House Athletic Club or Chicago House AC.
I'm going no.
Justin.
Chicago House?
Chicago House Athletic Club is a real American soccer team, and they play in the NISA. Obviously in Chicago. They're also very community club based. I was looking at their website earlier. They do a lot in the community, but it seems like they have a first team in the NISA. Justin, next up, this one is a team that is named Inter Chesapeake. Inter Chesapeake.
You could just put random cities and put like.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of American soccer. Inter Chesapeake.
Right, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna close my eyes.
Yep.
Just really think about it. I'm gonna say no. There's gotta be a fake one eventually, unless you just give me 10.
You were right. That is a fake name.
Okay, thank God.
I really liked that one.
I like that one too. It actually sounds real.
Yes. So you're 2-1 right now. You got 2 correct, 1 wrong. Next name I've got for you, Sporting Appalachia. Sporting Appalachia.
If it's not, I'm gonna start it because that's awesome.
I know.
I'm gonna say that's real.
It is fake. It is not a real club.
I like that one.
That one should be like a USL League 2 team, like in West Virginia.
Awesome.
It's incredible.
That's so cool.
Next up, I had Flower City Union, but we obviously talked about them earlier, so I brought in a new name. It's called Ventura County Fusion.
Oh. If they're real, I'm looking forward to seeing their jerseys. I'm going to say they're real.
Ding, ding, ding. They are real. They play in USL League 2 in Ventura County, which I think, I could be wrong, is California.
Sounds like California.
Next up, I like this one. Front Porch FC. Front Porch Football Club.
See, what's cool about the USL is that they, I know I'm not supposed to get on my soapbox, but I love the community aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And the problem with that is that I know in the lower levels, it could just be two brothers who are like, yeah, we'll just name it Front Porch FC.
Doesn't answer the question. Is it real or is it fake?
I know. I'm going to say it's fake.
That is correct. It is fake. But I would not be surprised if it was real.
Yeah, I could totally see that being real.
Yeah. Next up, I've got for you a name, and it is Olympians FC. Olympians
I
Football
think
Club.
I've seen this one. I'm gonna say this is real. I think I've seen this.
Yeah, yeah, it's real. They play in the UPSL. I did not write down where. So shout out to the Olympians. I think they're in Arizona actually. I might just be confusing them. Next up, we've got Crabtown Sporting Club.
Is it like it'd have to be like up in Maine, right? Crabtown Sporting Club. I'm gonna say fake.
That is correct. It is fake.
Oh, thank God. I could totally see it though.
I've got two more.
Okay.
This one, the name of it is LA10 FC. So Los Angeles 10 Football
10.
Club.
It's like when you're making a username on a website and they're like LAFC's taken. What about LAFC 2?
LA
I'm gonna
10.
say this is real.
That's correct. It's real. They play in the
Yeah.
UPSL, obviously in Los Angeles. And then I've got one more name for you, Justin.
Okay.
This one's one of my favorites. Atletico Blue Ridge.
Atletico Blue Ridge. I'm gonna say fake.
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay.
All the cool names are fake from what
See,
I
that
could tell.
stinks.
But I think you went like 7-3 or 8-2 on that. So
Yeah,
congratulations.
I did okay.
Let's give it up for
I've done my
Justin.
homework a little bit.
Congratulations, Justin. Great job.
I appreciate it.
And that does it for our first ever edition of the segment that we like to call Game Day.
All right, Eddie. Rounding out the pod, last thing we got to do. Looking forward to next week. We got a lot of good soccer. Give me some game picks. Let's talk about some winners and losers.
Yep. So, new entrance into the pod. We are gonna do some game picks and keep track. Create some competition between me and Justin. Obviously, I'm gonna win. But there's no MLS this weekend because of the international break. So in the spirit of the international break, on Saturday, 3:30 Eastern Time, the U.S. men's national team will play a friendly against Belgium in Atlanta. What's your pick, Justin?
Eddie, what kind of podcast is this? Is this
A soccer one.
Belgian soccer podcast?
No.
No, this is an American, United States of American soccer podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be the boys in those flagged jerseys.
Oh, I
Give me
hope they wear the
United
stripes.
States men's national team. Always
Please wear the
and
stripes.
forever.
Yeah.
Please wear the stripes.
I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw. Belgium has
Okay.
beaten us pretty consistently, but I have faith in the boys. I have faith in Pochettino. I'm going 1-1 draw with us and Belgium. Next up, moving on to the USL, we've got a pretty cool matchup in the USL Championship. We've got your boys in Oakland,
My boys.
Oakland Roots, playing Orange County Soccer Club. So they're both towards the top of the table right now. So it's a nice early season clash to see, how they are shaping up to be. So Justin, what is your pick here?
You've given me two biased picks in a row. Because there's no way. Shout out to Oakland Roots. I love them. I love the style. I love how they play. I'm just a big fan. So give me Oakland. I'll go 2-1 against Orange County. I think we let one in, but I think we hustle back. Give me 2-1 Oakland.
I'm blanking on where they're playing. Oakland had a home game last week, and it was electric at the Coliseum. They had like 11,000, 12,000 people there. And so I wish I remembered where they were because that would influence my pick. However, I like Orange County to win this. I think they're going to eke it out like 1-0 at the death over Oakland. So I've got Orange County 1-0 over Oakland in the end, even if the Oakland aura is insane.
Yeah, that was a bad pick. They are in the Oakland Almighty Coliseum.
I'm going to regret that. But I stand by it. I stand by it. 1-0 Orange County. And finally, in USL League One, we've got FC Naples, who we've talked about a little bit, kind of hinted at them and their gameplay earlier in the episode, versus Forward Madison, who are looking pretty good so far, but as Kickers fans, we do not like. So who's winning this matchup between FC Naples and Forward Madison?
Yeah, I mean, with how well Naples has been playing, it's hard to go away from that.
Yeah.
I actually think this one will be tighter. I think these are both like really good teams when it
Yes.
comes to the USL League. But I'll take Naples. I'll take Naples 1-0 over Forward Madison. I got no problem.
Yeah, I'm going Naples as well. They are fast. I was watching them play the Kickers, and I was like, they are fast. They play really well. I watched them the week before against Corpus Christi, which was a really solid game to watch. They ended up tying 2-2. But I really like this Naples team just from what I've seen so far. And so I think they're going to beat Forward Madison 2-0. I think it's going to be a 2-goal difference there. But yeah, I'm going Naples on that pick. Glad we agree there.
Yeah, good luck.
And so those are our 3 picks this week. We'll report back next week, see how it goes this weekend. But I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I'm going to have a lead going into the weekend or after the weekend. But we'll see. We'll see,
Yeah,
Justin.
Good luck.
We'll see.
Good luck.
We'll see.
We'll see the scoreboard at the end of the week, all right?
Yeah, scoreboard, everyone. Look at the scoreboard. All right, that will do it for this week's edition of the Probably Soccer Podcast. Thank you for listening. If you have thoughts, if you are interested in, making some picks with us, feel free to comment. Feel free to reach out to us. We love chatting with everybody. And ultimately, Justin, I pass it off to you. What's the final word?
Eddie, I just totally, my brain stopped working. I'm just gonna be honest with
That's
you.
like 15 words.
My bad. My bad. Go Roos.
Up the freaking ruse. That's a good last word. Up the freaking
Yeah,
ruse.
we'll take it. We'll take it. Up
Everyone
the Roos,
have a
baby.
great week. Enjoy the soccer this week. We are getting so close to the World Cup. We will see you
Super excited.
on the next edition of the Probably Soccer Podcast.